Good morning. This is John Ed Mathison, and a good Wednesday morning to you. You know, one of the things about life is that when you do something wrong, it will generally find you out. Your sins will always find you out. What you plant is what you're going to ultimately one day reap. Now, sometimes this really comes out in a strange way. There's a guy named Richard Eggers. He's 68 years old. He was fired by a Wells Fargo bank in Des Moines, Iowa, when a background check found that he had been arrested in 1963 for putting a fake dime into a laundromat washing machine. It was a stupid stunt, Edgar said, but I didn't think that it warrants a termination almost a half century later. Now think about that. 50 years ago, a fake dime into a laundromat washing machine, and 50 years later, it leads to his termination of employment. Wow. Be sure your sins will find you out. That just says a couple of things to me today. Number one, I don't want to be doing some things today that are going to impede my future. You see, the seeds I'm planting today are what I'm going to be reaping tomorrow. But also it says to me that when we sin, we can have forgiveness. When we make mistakes, God can recorrect. He does give us the possibility of a U-turn. Now today, the decisions you're making, the things you're doing, how do they look to the future? And if you're doing something wrong, are you willing to admit it and confess it with no intent of doing it again and get a clean start? Richard Eggers lost his job because of that basic principle: be sure your sins will find you out.